Alright, in this video I'm going to be using DynaMesh to blend pieces together, both organic and non-organic. That way I can make this really nice joint for an action figure. So right here I need kind of like a form that looks like this. Notice that it has a very hard edge right here and a very soft edge out here. And together they make a nice combination of being able to pivot on this one bracket. So I'm going to be showing you how to do an addition and a subtraction in a workflow. So the one thing I found about DynaMesh is, there's a little bit of documentation about it, but really I've always saw people use the insert brush, and I needed something a little bit more technical than the insert brush. I'll show you how it works by placing the object already in the object and using it on subtools to subtract. Okay, so long story short, let's take this. This piece has three characteristics. So I have this main body that has pseudo good topology. Here I have two non-organic forms. I use Blender to actually place these in here. I find it a little easier to place things together within Blender because it has an XYZ coordinate system that I'm familiar with. Okay, so what I'm going to do is blend these together, and this is an addition problem, and show you how that works. So I'm going to export this as OBJ. Looks like it has light box on. There we go. Alright, so the first thing I notice is the normals are flipped onto one part. And we need to do that. So let's go like this. We'll auto group these. Go to polyframe so I can see it. Hold Shift and Control. Then Shift and Control and click again. For the two that are showing, I'm just going to go to Display Properties and flip them. That flips the normals. Okay. Now I'm going to go up and I'm going to split this. Okay. Now the first thing I want to do is go to one of the disks and turn it to a DynaMesh. Go down to Geometry, DynaMesh. Do that to the other disk. And then what I'm going to do is, grab my Wacom drawing tablet because it's a little easier to blend these together. So on this side, I need it more soft edge. So I'm just going to hold Shift and make a smaller brush. I'm just going to start blending those away. Once I see the area turn entirely black, I know I have the old form there. There we go. Then I'll just go into I like using this move tool. It's either that or the elastic one. I'll move that form out a little bit. And blend it some more. Now I can blend it further when it's a DynaMesh. So I'm just going to get it as even as possible right there. Go like this. pretty good. And maybe a little bit more on this side. Now if I find that that piece right there needs to be polished in some manner, I can polish it straight. We'll shift it. It's good. Alright, now let's go to this piece. This piece I'm going to take and make it a DynaMesh and fix up some of the geometry in this area. Make it a little smoother. So geometry, DynaMesh. This one I'm going to give a little bit more resolution to. Also, I find that if I divide it once, it gets rid of the faceted information. So if I look at it right now, it's very faceted. So I'll divide it once just to get rid of that. Okay, DynaMesh. Yes. Oop. Now it used the lower resolution, so I'm going to delete lower on that and then do that again. That looks a lot better. So what I'll do is I'll take a second to clean this up. And then I'm going to join all these forms together. So under subtools, I'll take this piece, make sure it's on this. See, there's these little tiny buttons that don't have any explanation whatsoever. If you like use control and click over the top of them, there's nothing about these buttons. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to make sure the main one is at the top, and then I'm going to merge them down. So merge down, merge down. Then I'm going to go to geometry and I'll use the add feature. There we go. You can also use control and swipe down. I like a button. It feels a little bit better for me. Okay, now I'm just going to join these forms together or smooth them out. See, once they are joined, they are very easy to fix. I'm not really worried about this stuff right here, because really when I retopologize it, it goes away. There we go. Maybe a little bit there. And especially on the sides here, see this grooved information? I can now get rid of that. Smooth it all out. Perfect. Alright, so now what I'll do is use Remeasure, and I'll lower it down to a polygon count of 5. Use adaptive skin, or adaptive mode. I always want to call it skin because there's adaptive skin down there. And then Remesh it. There we go. We have a nice piece of geometry. Maybe a little cleanup right there. A little holding of shift to get rid of that. And it's a low enough polygon count where I could easily 3D print this piece. I could decimate it a little bit further later on if need be, but for right now, very cool. So that's the addition problem. Now let's look at a subtraction problem using a workflow in the next video.